Hi, I'm Riley, and this is VR Gaming for Amputees Part 2. Like I promised in the last video that I did about this, I have built a attachment for the body-powered prosthesis. Same method as before. You're only going to be accessing the secondary trigger, but the difference here is instead of opening and closing and opening, whatever, it is going to be continuously depressed, and then you will actuate your cable and then letting go when you're over something you want to grab and hold on to, like pull your rifle off your back, grab the foregrip, and you're good to go. The first version, the myoelectric version that I did, you can have issues where you need to turn it off after you grab something because it might, you're moving around, you might activate your muscles and let go on accident. In this version, you might accidentally grab things you don't want to grab, like sweep past your ammo belt and grab a magazine out, but it's really easy to just go ahead and drop it back in. With a little bit of practice, it's easy to do. And you know that it's working during the game because your virtual hand will either look like this or like this, depending on what game you're playing. But we have a hunk of 2x4. This piece of wood came off of a mousetrap, but you could easily take a piece of wood and shape it however you want. 2 pot hangers for similar purposes, a piece of flex coupling. This piece, the lever that holds down the secondary trigger, also came off of a mousetrap, but you could easily use a piece of coat hanger, which is easier to cut and probably easier to bend and work with. A U-nail to hold the lever down. Another issue I had one time is that the U-nail came out, but that was after playing with this thing for like a whole month. And it was easy to reattach, and I added some super glue stuff down in the hole, hold it down in better. A piece of ball chain with the ball handle still attached for overhead lights. Very easy to find. Let's see, a standard 1/2-inch bolt. The length is going to depend on how you build your attachment, and then of course the quick detach piece that you get from your prostheticist. I think we got everything covered. Oh, this is a little bit dangerous. If you're building this for a kid, you need to be really careful, or maybe wait till you figure something better out. This piece could scratch you, the sharp edges of the wood, the pot hangers might scratch somebody that's walking past, so be very careful with this. Oh, and on the inside, I put plastic dip, painted several coats of plastic dip, where I put the screw on the inside to keep, just to protect the, controller. And hold on one second, I forgot something. For attaching the ball chain to your cable, a small zip tie. Now this is a prototype, so hopefully soon I will come out with something better that's more sustainable. I'm not proud of this, but it's all I've got to work with right now. And hopefully maybe you'll come up with something better too. Let's just get started. Take your hook off, because for some reason I cannot get my liner to snap into the socket without an attachment on it. I don't know if that's normal or not. Okay. Now attach. Line it up however you think you're going to feel comfortable while playing. Lock it in. Run the hand strap through the flex coupling. Another issue you might have, I'm going to have to drop off camera while I get this lined up just right, prop it up against my knee, is that the controller, in my case the right hand, that you have the attachment on, the battery will run down faster because the secondary trigger is continuously pressed down. I'm just guessing. And don't have this too loose, but do not over tighten. Now I don't know if this helps or not, but I always take the hand strap and run it around that first pot holder. Now before you attach the rubber band, because this is rubber band powered, take your zip tie, I never have that much trouble doing that when I'm not filming. Drop the end of the ball handle through. Don't attach this to the very end because it's too close to that little rubber bushing piece. You don't want to mess with that. And right about here. Now once again, don't over tighten this part because then that will make taking it off more difficult. Just enough so that it doesn't slip past that point. You want to catch right there. Give a few checks. Make sure it's good. Because when you remove this, you'll take the rubber band off so that you have some slack. And any kind of scissors will do. But these are sewing scissors that I purchased during the early part after my injury. When I had to change my bandages every day, and this made that a lot easier, so I've just kept it for this purpose. And you'll just, to remove this, tuck it between the zip tie and your cable. Make sure you're clear of everything else and snap it off. And I wouldn't use wire cutters or anything like that that might damage your cable. And just be careful when you're doing any of this stuff. Oh, and by the way, the ball chain is attached to the lever with super glue and solder. And I have not had an issue with that coming off. The only thing I had a problem with was the U-nail coming off. Now, go under and around. Go underneath the first pot hanger and latch it on to the second one. Give it a quick test, and it's not actuating properly, of course. Okay, my lever is a little misplaced. There we go. That's what you want. That action right there. Now with this version, I replayed The Walking Dead. It works perfectly. It works even better than the myoelectric, especially for climbing and so on and so forth. The only game that I've tested this with that there's a small issue is Onward. And in Onward, the only problem is the hand grenades. So what I do is I grab the hand grenade with my good hand, transfer it, because you have to use the primary trigger to pull the pin. Pull the pin with my good hand, transfer it back to my good hand, and throw it. Or grab with the prosthetic, pull the pin, transfer, throw. Whatever is better for you. Or you can set up a loadout that has no hand grenades and save yourself some loadout points. Or you can bring the hand grenades with you and give them to your teammates. And they will appreciate that one, but this is totally up to you. That's really the only thing I could think about that's any kind of serious issue with any of the games that I've been successful at playing. This video will be going up on a new channel that's totally dedicated to amputee issues, be it VR gaming or whatever. And in the About section, I will build a list of all the games that I've successfully played with this method. But if you try this exact thing, please be careful not to scratch yourself, and please try it. If you don't try this, improve on it. If you come up with something better, please let me know. I would love to see it. And thank you for watching.